Hiya, my name is Tim and I'm the Palliative and Supportive Care Education Manager here at Cancer Council WA. And before I start today's episode of Keeping Up with the Pace, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Whadjuk people from the Noongar Nation, and recognise their connection to the land, waters and community. I also pay my respect to their elders and extend that respect to all Aboriginal people living and working in this area, and from whatever area you are joining us from today. Let's start the show. Today's episode coincides with National Volunteer Week, which recognises the 6 million Australians who have volunteered their time over the calendar year. And today I get to chat to one of our very valued volunteers here at Cancer Council WA, Joy Martin. So please welcome Joy.
Thank you.
So Joy, tell me a little bit about your experience with volunteering and why you decided to get involved.
Well, I'm a retired nurse, so I worked for 50 years as a nurse, and I retired and a little bit bored. And my sister-in-law, Marlene, works at the council here, and her husband too is the driver, and they were looking for someone to help out with morning teas. And I said, well, I'm available. So I joined the team.
That's wonderful. And how long have you been with Cancer Council now,
Only
Joy?
about 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And did you retire 2 years ago as well?
No, retired about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of nursing did you do, Joy?
Did orthopedic, urology, and then ended up doing day of surgery. Yeah.
Right. And how have you found the transition from being in employment to a period of absence of working and maybe a little bit of boredom and then back into a volunteer?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nursing was my life. And suddenly not having that ability to look after people, to care, was just, I found it very, very hard. So it took a long time to adjust to retirement, and I was looking for things to do. So it's been wonderful coming to work at Milroy.
That's beautiful. And you said that you help out with some of the meals and some of the catering kind of stuff, but what other stuff would you do on a day-to-day, Joy?
Listening. That's what it is. Really, that's mainly what you do. And I suppose that's not that you learn to do it when you're nursing, but that's one of the most important things, is you listen to people. And I've always loved listening to people, and they've got a story to tell. And that's one thing I have enjoyed at the Cancer Council, is just listening to people and their stories. And
that's beautiful. Yeah. You're right, you're building on the skills of the foundation that you had as a nurse and still getting to continue on with that.
Yes.
I think for anyone that's listening and isn't aware of the history at Milroy and Crawford Lodge, they are a accommodation for regional and remote cancer patients who are coming to the city for treatment. So how have you found mingling with some country folk?
Originally, my parents owned a farm.
Yeah.
So I have had that history of country, which has been very good, actually, because when they talk about being on the farms and that, I know. And so I just love it. Yeah.
Can I ask what kind of farming did you have?
It was wheat and sheep.
Yeah.
So it was up at Morrowa, and then my brother took over the farm. And so, it's part of being in the country. They're special people. They're very resilient, and when they come down here to Perth, it's very, very hard for them, I think.
Yeah. I asked Joy because I'm also from the country. My family are farmers outside of 2J, and we have olives and sheep and wheat. And I think resilient is very much a value that is embedded in country people.
It is, yes. Well, they have to be, don't they? Yeah. And I think you see it come through how they cope with their diagnosis and their treatment. They're quite amazing.
Do you find that most of the people here at Milroy and Crawford would come down with a support person?
No, not always. Not always. Because sometimes they, if they're younger, their support person is working, still, husband or wife still has to work. And there's some support people, but a lot are by themselves and their families are back at home, which is very hard for them. Yeah.
And I think the site that Joy and I are speaking at today, Milbury Lodge, is particularly beautiful because it is surrounded by bushland and probably a little bit more reminiscent of their homes.
Yes, yes. And the fact too that there's a veggie garden there that they can potter around. That sort of thing. You don't have to, but it's, yeah. And especially if the lounge, it opens out to beautiful bush area. It's just...
Can I ask, what does a typical day look like when you're volunteering here at Cancer Council?
Just, your preparation, I suppose, of cups and sauces and heating up the sausage rolls and party pies, sandwiches and things. And then you just wait for people to drop in. If you see anyone, you say, morning tea's on or afternoon tea's on. Let them know, and they just come in and you just introduce yourself and sit and you listen. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Without disclosing too much, has there been any real big takeaways for you?
Yes, yeah. I think sometimes you don't realise how lucky you are, and seeing and hearing what some of these people have gone through, it's very humbling that they're coping with such, some people, terrible diagnosis and the treatment options and things like that. And so I'm a very lucky person that I'm very fit and healthy, and I certainly do appreciate that. And so being able to just sit and listen is really a privilege, because these people are in very vulnerable time. Yeah,
it is a very fastidious disease, isn't it? It affects every facet of your life and your being, and then that compounds and ends up affecting families as well. It's certainly not easy. Can I ask, Joy, how did you become involved? I know you mentioned that your sister-in-law is also a volunteer here. How did you get in contact or find out a little bit about Cancer Council?
Well, I mean, these two, her and her husband, have been involved in Cancer Council for a long time. Brother-in-law's a driver, and he's been doing it for quite a few years. And then he got his wife, sister-in-law, involved in doing things, and she started the morning tea. And one of the ladies couldn't do it, and so we often meet and have wine. And she was just saying, "Oh, we're missing one person." I said, "Oh, well, I'll do it." And I was so grateful that I did it, because I'd been looking for things to do, and it was just talking that we found out that it's something for me to do and to help, and I've loved it ever since.
And for people that may be listening that would be interested in volunteering for us, how does your scheduling look like? Do you have to commit to a certain amount of hours a week?
You can do, but if, say, like I know I'm going to be going over to Melbourne in about a week's time to look after my sister for about 10 days. So I just let the Cancer Council know that I won't be here for 2 weeks, or two Thursdays and 2 Wednesdays. So because it's volunteer, it's not, they don't expect you to be there. They'd love you to be there, but they don't expect you to be there. And they'll either cover or they'll just, So it's all right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So.
And I was interested in your nursing background. We spoke about some listening and communication skills, but have any of the other skills really supported you now in this volunteer capacity? Given that I am a nurse myself, and that's my background as well, so a bit of an invested interest.
Yeah, I suppose it's, I suppose the empathy, as I said, the listening. You're not allowed to give any advice. You just listen. But I think if you just I think nursing nowadays, I think just before I retired, you don't have the time to spend with your patients or your clients that you used to be able to have. It's always rush, rush, rush. And it's rather nice now to be able to sit and talk to people without having to rush off. And that's what I do enjoy. Yeah.
Do you feel supported as a volunteer here?
Oh, very much so. Yes. Yeah. The people in the office and Peter and Michelle and all this are just wonderful. Yeah.
That's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll volunteer more in the future, or are you comfortable?
Yes, well, I started with 1 day and now I'm doing 2 days. So, yeah, hopefully some more days. Well, my husband died, it'd be 16 years ago. So although I have family, they're all working, doing their own things. And so when you're on your own, it's a lot of time. So it's nice to be able to help out and do other things. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today for this conversation, Joy, and for everyone at home that is listening. We look forward to hearing you on the next discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to part 1 of today's podcast, and to Joy for giving us her time today. In part 2, we'll hear from Melinda, who is also a very valuable member of our volunteer workforce here at Cancer Council WA. Enjoy. Please let me introduce Melinda. Melinda, welcome.
Hi.
So tell me a little bit about how you got involved in volunteering for Cancer Council.
It was National Volunteer Week, and it was advertised on the radio and everywhere else. And I thought, oh, we'll have a look on seek.com and see what pops up in my local area. And there were a few things. The Cancer Council was one. There was also a positive ageing with the local council. And I thought I'll try both and see which one I prefer. My kids are a bit older. I've got time available to do something. I thought it's just a good way to connect with the community.
Beautiful. So what does your day-to-day role kind of look like when you're volunteering for Cancer Council?
I'm social support. I would take it as that. So generally I go once a week. I probably get there half an hour before the morning tea starts, just set everything up, make sure the room's okay, heat up the food, put out the sign, letting everyone know what time it's on, and just getting things organised. The morning tea goes from 10:30 until 11:30 officially. Unofficially, morning tea can go from 10:30 until 1 o'clock. It depends. It depends how many people we get, how chatty they are, what the conversation's about. So yeah, I don't say at 11:30, okay, everyone needs to leave now. I just let it go until it finishes naturally.
Oh, that's wonderful. It progresses on through the day. Rolling lunchtime in there as well, Melinda.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I just obviously pack things up, clean things up, have a chat with everyone in the office and see them next week.
And how long have you been doing this for?
Well, that's a really interesting question, because I was thinking I haven't been doing it for that long. I was thinking maybe 6 months, but it's been 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so actually a lot longer. The time has just flown. I'm surprised by that.
And any particular memories, any fond moments that stand out for you?
I had one just on Thursday last week. I had a couple in who were at the first morning tea that I had ever volunteered at, and I remember thinking, oh, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know I don't know what topics we should talk about. And they were so lovely. And there they were again on Thursday. So 2 years later, they popped back up again, and we got chatting, and I recognised them, and I remembered all of the conversation, and I thought that is a full circle moment. It was really lovely.
Oh, that's beautiful. And did they recognise you, Melinda?
Yeah. Well, it helps that I have a name badge. So, yes, they did recognise me. We've had a variety of people come through because people are coming from all over WA and different locations and different backgrounds. It's really nice because it's always such a different mix. You never know week to week what you're going to get, who you're going to get, what stories you're going to tell, what information you're going to find out about someone. We have had situations where we brought animals in. Our dog from home, Buddy, has come in. People have been missing their pets because they've been away for quite a while. So Buddy will come in occasionally and run around like a maniac, and he's very gentle, so people will just sit there and pat him, and he's happy to accept whatever pats they'll give. We've also been fostering kittens for a long time. My family, we look after kittens for the cat haven, so we had one instance where I took the kittens in. I think we had the record number of people at morning tea that day. They all wanted to come down and just sit with the kittens.
Play with the kittens.
Yeah, and the kittens just sat on their laps and they just patted them and they just purred and wrapped them up in towels, and they were just all went to sleep. And yeah, that was a good day as well.
Oh, so volunteering runs in the family then, if Buddy's involved as well.
Yes. He hasn't got much say, but my daughter comes in as well, because she'll bring him in. If my daughter's not at uni or at work, she will bring Buddy in and he'll stay for 20 minutes with her, and then she'll take him out. He doesn't stay until 1 o'clock. No, that's probably not the best idea.
And how has your previous work history helped you with your current role?
Well, I wouldn't say that it has, really. I am doing something so completely different from my work. I was working investment banking. I was working in a very corporate environment. This is so far from that. It's more of a relaxed environment. As I said, you've got people that are going through lots of different things in their life, and it can be really difficult for them. I look at it just as an opportunity to give up some of my time and hopefully help them as much as I can. I'm not physically doing anything to help them. I hope that I'm just providing a chat and an avenue to talk about anything that they want to talk about for a couple of hours, whether it's distracting them, whether it's talking about what they're going through. Obviously, I can't provide any input into what treatment they're having, but I would say, yeah, my previous work life really has had no impact necessarily, apart from talking to people. I think if you can talk to anyone in any environment, that can be translated into volunteering.
It's fantastic. Okay, and how would you recommend other people to get involved in volunteering?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think you get out of it far more than I feel. I look forward to it every week. I mentioned that I also tried volunteering for the local council in a positive ageing environment. I did not enjoy that as much. I just think the Cancer Council, it's a beautiful environment. What they are offering to people, I did never know existed. And then suddenly when I realised it was there and how they are helping people in that situation that they suddenly find themselves in, or some of them are long-term. As I said, the people that I saw the other week had been coming for 2 years. So, Crawford Lodge is an amazing place. It's surprising how many people know about it, and it's surprising how many people don't know about it.
Yeah, it is a really special place, and I suppose as a volunteer you get to connect with people on a really personal and I guess there's no bias, no prejudice, no ulterior motives. It's just organically forming these connections with people, which I think is really, really lovely. And I was going to ask, are you now well versed in agriculture and farming as a result of all these country patients?
Not at all. Not at all. No, nothing. Well, I know a lot of other things that I probably shouldn't talk about on the podcast that we talk about, but nothing to do with farming or agriculture. No, I know a lot about people's pets. I know a lot about people's grandchildren. I know a lot of new recipes. We do talk a lot about cooking and eating. Definitely nothing to do with farming. I do know a little bit about grandchildren. I know about history of work and places that they've lived, but could not tell you how to turn on a tractor.
Hasn't come up yet. I'm sure it
No.
will at some point. All right. Thank you so much for your time, Melinda. It's been lovely to talk to you.
No
And thank
problem.
thank you so much for the work that you are doing for people that need it the most.
Oh, very happy to do it. And as I said, I look forward to it every week. It's really enjoyable. I get far more out of it, I think, than I give. And it's always changing. So if you one week you think, oh, I'm not sure I want to do this, you really do, because the next week there's never a dull moment. No. So thanks, Tim. Good to talk to you.
You have a great day. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you to our guests for joining us today. And most importantly, thank you for listening. If you feel like you would want any more information, please head over to pace.com.au, pace.com.au, and follow us on our social media channels. We would love to interact with you. Have a good one.